Hey guys, Coupons Provide here, and today I'm coming at you with an adorable and affordable dollar store DIY. And today we're going to be focusing on our mini happy planners and making a fabric happy planner case cover for our planner. Really quick, I wanted to give a huge thank you to those who have chosen to stick around and support the channel. And if you're new here and maybe this is your first video, go ahead and subscribe and share this video if you find it helpful so that we all make our community grow. Also, for those of you looking for some more inspiration, I do have other playlists on my channel featuring a ton of affordable and adorable DIYs and tutorials for you guys. So now let's go ahead and jump right in. Now the inspiration for this tutorial was actually my $20 Recollections binder planner. Since I was not using it for my Recollections planner, I simply cut down my mini planner to fit on the inside of this planner cover, and I removed the rings and it works great. The only problem is that it's $20, so if I want to get a variety, I'm going to have to wait for a really good deal or use a coupon. I did find these iConcept tablet cases that they sell at Target for $5 at King Dollar for $1.25. Now that is a definite purchase price if you ask me. So we're going to go ahead and start customizing this tablet case to fit our planner. We're going to start by taking off the cover of our mini happy planner and laying it on the inside cover of the tablet case. You want to make sure that you lay the planner cover on the inside of the stitching, because this is going to allow some wiggle room to ensure that we are actually covering all the pages. Next, we're going to take a ruler and a blade and simply hold the ruler firmly in place. I kind of let my ruler overhang the planner cover by a hairline, and I take my blade and run it down the side of the ruler, holding the ruler very firm to get a nice straight cut. As you can see, that allowed us to have a super clean cut. Now we are simply going to take a marker and use our original planner cover as a hole punch guide for the tablet case cover. You're going to line it up evenly and center it as much as possible because we want the front and back cover to be even, and mark your holes with a marker that you can see clearly. Once you've done that, we're going to go ahead and begin opening up the tablet case cover about a good inch, maybe a little bit more, to begin trimming down the interior cardboard. Now you want to use your scissors to kind of clip an end point on each side of the cardboard on the inside of the tablet case. The reason you want to do this is because we're going to take our blade and run it across, trying to form somewhat of an even line, which I can say is not easy at all, just to trim it down so that we don't have to hole punch through all of that. There's really just no way to get through 3 layers of cardboard and an additional layer of plastic that we are going to be using. Once we have removed that cardboard, you can see that we now have an indentation and we only have 2 pieces of fabric to worry about punching through. So the awesome part about this, guys, is you can take a simple $1 dollar store hole punch and begin punching the holes in your fabric. Just make sure that you actually have both pieces in the punch. Also, the best way to make sure that you don't ruin or bend your hole punch is to gently push the punch through the fabric multiple times. You do not have to do one hard squeeze. Just squeeze it a couple of times, and about the 3rd punch, it will puncture that fabric. Once you have your holes punched, you can begin cleaning the attached pieces of fabric with some scissors. Just be careful not to cut too much because you want them to look nice and clean and still look put together. Once you have completed your punches in your fabric, we're going to go ahead and begin prepping our interior plastic piece that is going to be supporting the case cover onto the discs. So if you don't know already, and I do share this idea in several of my videos, I use the Dollar Tree plastic transparent chopping mats as my protector covers and additional items for my planners. I love this plastic. It's thin enough to cut through, it's thin enough to see through, but it's durable enough to protect your planner case. So this is the piece that we're going to be trimming down. I am using a scrap piece. All I did was measure it left to right in an approximate length, and I'm going to cut it. Now with this plastic, when you're cutting with a ruler and a blade, you do have to hold the plastic down firmly with the ruler and make sure that when you run your blade along the ruler that you are not pushing hard. What's going to happen is your plastic will guide the blade wherever it wants it to go if you're pushing hard. You have to do hairline cuts into the plastic. Now this is one of the biggest things that a lot of people tell me they can't get right when using this product, but trust me, it's a very light cut. What you're holding down firmly is the ruler to the plastic so it does not slide. The blade is going to be a very light-handed stroke along the side of the ruler to keep your cut straight. I can't stress that enough. Okay, so moving on. Now that I have created my 2 cut pieces of plastic, I made sure to keep in mind the width of my desired double-sided tape because that's what I'm going to be using. You're simply going to pre-place them in their place just to make sure that they fit. If you have to do any trimming, make sure you trim very little at a time because you can always take a little bit more away, but you can't put any more back, so you don't want to overcut. Then we're going to take our double-sided tape, and I use the Basic brand, which is spelled B-A-Z-I-C brand double-sided tape, and I'm going to line my plastic pieces with tape. That way they will already be set in place and I don't have to worry about figuring it out once I have them in the perfect position. Next, we're going to take our plastic piece, again positioning it in its place. Now it doesn't have to be super perfect because it's going to shift once we reach in there and peel off the paper on the adhesive. So we're going to go ahead and peel off the paper and the adhesive and try not to let it stick itself to the cardboard by keeping those 2 pieces separate. Once you have it in a pretty perfect position, then you can go ahead and lay it flat and seamlessly flatten it and stick it to the tape and the plastic. Then you're going to go ahead and do the same exact thing to the back piece by removing the paper and sticking it flat. Next, we're going to go ahead and flip it over and grab our hole punch and begin hole punching the plastic. Now the perfect part about this is that since the holes are already punched through the fabric, we will not have any issues punching through the plastic. Once your holes are punched, you're simply going to take your scissors and begin cutting a slit into the center of each one of the punches. You don't want this slit to be any wider than the actual blade to the scissors. It's just going to allow the disc to slide into those holes. Now let's go ahead and test our cover. We're simply going to put the original cover back on because that's how we're going to have it, and we're going to take our made cover and pop that on top of it. And I have to say, guys, I absolutely love it. I did show you guys the other one on my Instagram. So now we're going to go ahead and clean up all the edges by simply cutting some of the frayed fabric. Now for those of you children who will definitely need some adult assistance, get your parents to help you burn the edges off of those fabric strings, or you can use some glue and rub it across the fabric so that it lays flat. Later on, you can go through and adhere the flaps of the cut areas with some maybe E6000 or some hot glue or something to keep them nice and flat. I'm going to be doing that, but I'll probably post it to my Instagram. Now we're going to do the back cover. This time we're going to be using our cut cover as a cut guide for the back cover. The reason we want to do this is because this is the piece that's going to be together with the back cover, so we want to make sure that we are working around the actual pieces that are going to be coordinated. So we're going to take the front cover, lay it flat on the back cover, allowing a tiny gap because again we want to make sure that there's some slack for any growth. We're going to take our blade and cut a straight, clean line along the back. Again, all of these steps are going to be pretty much the exact same as the front cover. Using the front cover, again, we're going to use this as our hole punch guide, so we want to make sure that they are aligned nicely. Then we're going to go ahead and make our dots with a marker where we are going to be hole punching. Now, since all these steps are pretty much the same, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys enjoy the rest of this part of the video, and you can definitely reference the first part of the video for any verbal explanations. Now, if you do opt to keep the elastic bands in your planner, you're going to want to make sure that you cut your plastic to fit that space. I did not cut the cardboard that holds the elastic band, and I'm going to trim the plastic piece only on the top portion to allow that space for the band. And instead of hole punching the plastic where the band is, I'm going to be hole punching the cardboard. Now guys, even I'm not perfect and I did make a mistake and cut a slit into the fabric, but that is okay because once I glue all of these strips down, it will hold it in place with whatever adhesive I use. So I don't have to worry about that peeling up or being extra damaged in the future. As a quick cleanup tip, you can simply take some tape, wrap it around your hand, and use it to clean the fabric on the inside of your planner. Since we did cut all that cardboard, it's going to leave a bunch of little particle pieces, and you want to get all of that up so it's nice and clean. The reason that I opted to keep the elastic bands in the planner is to make sure that I could use them for a notepad, because of course y'all know that our planners do not have too much note space in them, so why not have a notepad to go with it? I think it's a perfect fit, doesn't take up any extra room, and it just works so well together. You can also choose to dress up the cover of your planners from plain to adorable. I used my large Mambi stickers that we hauled from Tuesday Morning some time ago, and I think it came out perfect. So that is pretty much it for this tutorial, guys. I really do hope that you enjoy whenever I create things like this using minimal supplies. I really try to do it so that everybody on any skill level or any craft supply stock could easily complete these affordable and adorable DIYs. So that is pretty much it for this tutorial, guys. I really do hope that you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, share with a friend to help our community grow, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Google Plus at Coupons to Provide. And don't forget, guys, keep couponing. Bye.